I am America. Will. When you are alone with yourself, you are in tune to the frequencies within you and surrounding you. When you're in tune with self, it's almost like hitting a tuning fork, tapping into a particular frequency that matches the nature around you. When you're in tune with self, you can connect with Mother Gaia. When you take your hands and speak healing and intent, speak love, giving back to the very trees that not only give you oxygen, but give you reminders of always being grounded, always being rooted, always being aware of your source in which you derive from. When you are in tune with yourself, you won't allow anything that you've been taught to overshadow your very light. The more you shine, the less shade you will find around you. I won't allow anything outside myself to keep me from seeing my truth and not seeing my worth. There's nothing that I can endure in this lifetime that would keep me from stirring off of my path and allowing my ancestors to guide the way through their teachings, through their ceremonies, through their frequencies, through the astral meetings that we have, not just while asleep, but also as I meditate. I am always in constant communion with my ancestors and the deities that work with me. I will forever be thankful. There's something in here with me. Something moving. I will forever be thankful, full of gratitude of the opportunities that I have, such as this one. I won't allow myself to dwell on the past. I won't allow myself to worry about the future. I will stay in this very moment and take this moment with me whenever I need a particular reminder, whenever life tends to get intensified or tends to go away that truly tests me, not just with trials and tribulations, but more so how I handle the things that are thrown my way. As far as opposition, I will always stay in a state of not just zen, but I won't allow anything to break me out of my element. Being honest with oneself, being honest with knowing what you feel and not allowing those emotions to keep you from seeing the bigger picture can take you a long way. I am a living testimony, and I live by example, and I truly believe in practicing what you preach. There's nothing that I would recommend to anyone that I have not endured myself. I allow my experiences to speak for themselves. I allow what I do to be the forefront and what I say to support it. You have too many that talk too much. You have too many woulda, coulda, shouldas instead of just actually doing it. There's nothing in life that you can't prevail. This is the only thing that can hold you back from listening to this. This is where you thrive, and listening to your core You have gut feelings for a reason. You're tapping into your intuition. As I say, I wish I would have followed my first mind. It wasn't necessarily your first mind. It was something that rose up, went into your intellect, activated the pineal gland within you, your throne of God, your very essence of knowing thyself, the very connection that roots you into the ground like the trees. Anything that you're going through, whether it be this, whether it be that, it could be a number of things. You need to see them as branches. Each one of these branches can be a representation of an issue, of a problem, of a situation that you're trying to find a solution to. And when you're too busy trying to figure out which one to tend to first, while others are just stacking up, appearing out of nowhere, calm yourself. Push those things out of your aura and utilize the trees for their teachings. Stop focusing on the branches. Look at the trunk. Work your way down to the ground and focus on the things that are unseen, which are the roots. If you hit the source, if your focus is on the target, everything of the tree, from the branches to the leaves to everything that falls from the branches, will be taken care of, will be handled, will be seen for what they truly are, which means you will no longer have to worry. There will no longer be a need for concern. There will be no need for stress. Listen to your ancestors, for they are always going to be around you. Their teachings go very deep. And they're older than our very elders, for our elders had to learn these very things. Stay rooted and at the same time, stay lifted. Be in the moment. Don't worry about how things are going to handle down the line. As long as you stay true to worth, true to yourself, as long as you know your worth, as long as you stay committed in working on self within this very moment and knowing the potential, knowing what you possess, exceeding your own expectations, tapping into the self-initiative, eliminating the excuses, seeing the flaws, ridding the flaws, accepting yourself completely for who and what you truly are. I guarantee you, life will become that much easier because you know yourself, which means whatever is further down the road is going to be taken care of. It's going to be handled because you've already put the work in this very moment. Allow your work and your vibrations to speak for itself. Be in tune with why you do what you do. Be aware of why you do what you do. Don't allow outside influences to govern where you go. Don't allow these subliminals to put something in your mind that only misleads you or derives you from, or deters you rather from your very journey. Focus on the love that you feel within self and relate it to those who can give that to you in the same way. Simply loving you for who you are. There's a lot of chaos going on in this world right now. But that's because balance needs to be restored. The more you work on yourself, the more you're contributing and reestablishing that balance. The more you work on yourself, the more you'll tap into certain frequencies. You rise above all this. In doing so, your vibrations will also raise to links that you've never even experienced before. And when doing this, you won't have to worry about the low level stuff. It won't even be able to reach you. Know your worth. Be true to self. I can't emphasize that enough. We idolize too many things and too many people that don't give a damn about you. Most don't even know who you are, but you dedicate your whole life as to putting your attention towards what they got going on when you got all this going on over here. Focus on yourself, and you realize that these people that you worship are nothing. They're just mere distractions and mere illusions from keeping you from seeing how amazing and great you are as an individual. Don't allow anything outside yourself to keep you from seeing where you come from, where you're going, and most importantly, where you are right now. The decision you make right now is what affects what happens tomorrow. It's what you do today. What you do right now is what's going to dictate where you want to be tomorrow. If you're expecting the worst, that's exactly what you're going to get. I'm hearing critters and leaves moving and stuff on the back of my neck, and it doesn't bother me. Simply because I'm supposed to be here in this very moment. And then within this very moment of meditating, it was told to me through my ancestors to record this. For this very message is going to touch someone. It's going to impact someone. When we do the videos that we do, we don't care about views because we know that they're going to be altered. We've already seen them being manipulated. It's not the view count. We can care less about a view count. It's about who can actually see it. And when they see it, what do they get from it? They call it food for thought for a reason. What are you nourishing yourself with? What are you feeding yourself? What are you consuming? What are you taking in as far as knowledge and then applying for self? What are you tweaking to see that, okay, that person did it that way. I'm not supposed to do it exactly like them because I'm not them. Let me see how that worked. Take what's useful and discard what's not. You come into a world that doesn't teach you to utilize the tools that you already have. But they give you these tools to keep you from realizing that they have nothing to do with who and what you truly are. It's meant to be deceptive. It's meant to be a scapegoat for you to utilize and give excuses and feed into when it comes to realizing that what you go through isn't based off of just what's been put on you. Don't get me wrong, we've all been in a series of oppression, but we can no longer use that as some sort of victimizing method to standing up and having just having the strength to say enough is enough. Not for clout, not for approval, not for validation, but because you've had enough. When you've reached that point, I guarantee you it will be within that moment where you will start seeing the results. Consistency is key. Maintaining is key. Everything that you do is literally at a slope. It's not going to be linear. It's not going to be a straight route. Starting it is always going to be easy, but it's when you go up that incline, when that true test kicks in. Can you keep going till you get to the top? Because we all know what happens when you stop. You go right back to square one. Most get discouraged. Most won't even touch it again. No matter what the situation is, know why you're doing it. Find your reason. When you have your reason, there's nothing that can break that. Because you won't have to rely on anything outside yourself. You won't have to question, well, I wonder if this happened, or I wonder if that didn't intervene. You'll know it came from within. If you trust yourself enough, you will see what needs to be seen when it comes to what you do. Trust yourself. Believe in yourself. Love yourself. And I promise you, There's nothing, both living and non, that can stop you. Know your purpose. Know your reasoning. Know why you're here. Tap into the origins that created you in the first place. Realize that it's more spiritual than you can even accept. Get to a point to where you can turn the mind down and allow the soul to thrive. The more you, the soul, speaks, the more this will listen. The more this will let go of the wheel. The more this will get in the passenger seat or in the back and allow you, the soul, to take over. Merge the gap between the subconscious and the conscious mind. Tap into your true essence. And I promise you, you will experience things that you've only seen in movies, in TV shows. It's something that they project on a screen to make it seem as if it's fantasy, but where do they get that from? Where do they get these ideas from? They know something that you don't. They claim it to be fiction for a reason, because they don't never want you to look behind the very screen. Know thyself, love thyself, and be in self. This is Amaru. Peace and light.